against Arkansas last year, and being able to win that game in the long run?
Yeah, I was full of emotion, but the first thing was to make sure Bryce was okay. That was number one thing on my mind. Was how was he doing? I made sure that I went to go see how he was doing. But with that, I was full of emotion. Just to have another opportunity to just play the game I love was also in my mind, and it was a learning experience for me. First SEC game that I was able to go to. The games on the road. It's a tough environment that we were in, so I was just full of emotion for that game.
Up front with Chase.
I want to ask you about that last possession and the quick sideline pass to Benson that was incomplete on first down when it could have been a kneel. Was that like a hot read that's automatic for you when the receiver's uncovered, or what happened there?
Yeah, that play is still burning, hurt me to this day. That wasn't a smart play by me. I should have just handed the ball off. That play that was not a part of the play at all. I should have just handed the ball off. That's definitely something I can build off of and learn off of, because that was not a part of the play. I should have handed the ball off.
No problem, Tony.
As an offensive player, how would you grade Chris Braswell's ability with the ball in his hands, and have you heard anything maybe with him campaigning to play on offense a little bit?
He's super athletic. I'll tell you that. Chris. It was no surprise to me how fast he was. I think that was the biggest thing. Everyone was so shocked he stretched away. And I was like, in the offseason, he clocked out at 21 miles per hour. And as a defensive player, you don't see that too often, And so we used to, laugh and joke, try to race and stuff like that. And, he had to talk about how fast he is and stuff like that. We crack jokes every now and then. But yeah, he's pretty fast.
On the left, Austin.
Yeah, Jalen, your deep ball's kind of been there all year, but I was really appreciative of how you threw the intermediate passing game on Saturday. How much time and work have you put into that this year?
Yeah, I think off season is very key to enhance my game as far as just improving as a whole, being an efficient passer, and then also just training for all positions in the game. I think that's very key. The off season grind, but also just get with the receivers and getting the timing down with them. And I just give all credit to receivers. They got open, and I was able to deliver the football. But it just came from off-season grind and just trying to prepare as much as possible for all opportunity to present itself.
On the right here, Charlie.
What did you think of your fellow Texan, Jaden Robert, stepping in and getting a start in place of Darian?
Yeah, he balled out. And it just came from just trust and just knowing and believing in him. He's a great competitor. Great heart, and if you know him, you just know how hard he works, and so just to see him have an opportunity to play this weekend was awesome. And Jaden did his thing.
Front with Nick.
Yeah, two, if I can. One, what do you see as the strengths of this offense? And two, you had that moment after the game where your family, friends were all waiting for you outside that gate. What was that like?
Yeah. What was your first question again?
Just strengths of the offense.
Oh yeah, strength of the offense. I think the biggest thing is just embracing all challenges, embracing all what comes with playing Alabama football. I think that's the strength that we have, just the positive mindset that we all have, no matter good, bad, or ugly. It's just a challenge to have, always have the right mindset. One model that we have, just the now mentality of what's taking place right now. I think that's a very big strength that we have as an offense, and something we can always improve on. But after the game, that was definitely a special moment, just to have my family, and that's one of the most memorable moments I've had of playing sports. Just that moment right there, always resonate with me.
Emily.
Jalen, after the Texas game, I asked you how you were going to step into the leadership role on your team, and you said that we haven't seen the end of Alabama. Now we're at the midpoint of the season. You promised us that we would see a new side of your team.
Yeah.
What have the conversations been like from then to now headed into Arkansas that has allowed your team to rise to the occasion?
Yes. Number one, knowing that we're not nowhere near a finished product. We're nowhere near the finish line. There's no wall that we can't cross. I think that resonates in the locker room. And it's very key for us to be successful in the future. But another thing too, that we have a hungry group of guys. Not just in one particular position, all the positions. And then the guys in the room that challenge us to live out to the standard that needs needs to be for us to be successful. So there's many factors that allow us to be successful on Saturdays, and we're still challenging each other now to this day because we're nowhere near the finish line. We're just hungry to continue to compete, and then have the opportunity that's in front of us.
Back, right.
Jalen, your connection with Jermaine Burton was elite on Saturday. We talked to him after. He said he told you, just give me the ball. I don't even care if I run a route. Is this the start of a potential #1 receiver that you're liking to see with this back half of the season?
Yeah, just speaking on Jermaine, I just saw something in his eyes, starting the week off. He was hungry, he was ready to go. You really have to ask him if he locked in. You can just tell how he practiced, how well he practiced, and how committed he was to the game plan. That all factored into all the success that was present on this weekend was that. But Jermaine, we all know that he can make plays. We're going to put him in position to do so. The focus point for now is just be successful offense, no matter what it is, what part of the system it is. But we know that Jermaine Burton is a big factor for us to be successful.
Middle, Joe.
Jim, when I talked to Coach McVay last week, and he compared what you did as a sophomore to what you're doing now with Alabama, but one of the things that he said was that the game really slowed down for you that sophomore year with experience. How is the game slowing down for you now as you are 6 games into this year's season?
Yeah, I think for anybody to be less anxious or less cautious of performance, anything is preparation. I think preparation is very key to be successful. And I think that's very key. Then also having a great coaching staff that we have, with just acknowledging, the trust factor that they have for me, and then put me in a situation, that allowed me to be successful. So that all, is catered to the great coaches that we have here. And Coach Reese, with the game plan he's had, and just being able to have the opportunity just to display, what the teaching I can gain from them, and then just having the guys around me, with their great spirit, their great competitive spirit, and then just, it's a lot of factors that allow me to, grow as a quarterback.
Kurt.
Jalen, Coach Saban talked about the penalties today and about the silent, having to go silent count on that, and obviously it's a no snap count to be heard. So can you kind of go through the silent count and what you do to try to not have those pre-snap penalties?
Yes. For us to move forward, we have to limit penalties. That's very key. We got to limit penalties, and we have to get better in that regard. Because for us to want to have a winning environment, winning mindset, that's the #1 thing we got to approach, is just limiting the penalties. And on my end, as far as the cadence, I need to do a better job being loud, being more vocal, and taking it, just allowing the guys to, know what cadence we're on, and being effective as far as with my cadence. Allowing those guys to understand what's going on, and then so I take full ownership of that. And moving forward, we can get together with the guys to ensure that everyone's on the same page before the ball snap.
Matt.
Now, you ran a fair bit less in that A&M game. Was that something that was game planned going in, or was that just taking what the defense gave you there?
It was just taking what the defense gave. That was definitely a challenge for us when playing at Texas A&M on the road. They gave us a lot of problems. Our key thing was being a problem solver. So it was just key just to be the point guard on the field, take what was given, and that was key. So it wasn't really predetermined at all. It just came with the flow of the game.
Up front, Tony.
I know you put a lot of work in with stuff to get that cadence right. What's the craziest thing y'all did to, just personally between y'all to prepare for the noise?
Yeah, we had to prepare for the noise going to Texas A&M, a tough environment and all. But we're just playing games, with when we practice snap, I bet you can't get the ball to the right side of me, before you or snap to the left. We're just challenging. We're challenging, during the week. We had fun with it. That was the key thing. Was having fun. So before he snapped the ball, he's like, I'm gonna snap to the right. I'm gonna snap to the left. I'm gonna snap to the middle. So it was little things like that. We're just having fun with it, and disregard any anxiousness or worrying about the snap. Just enjoying football.